Hello everybody, it's Katie. It's my favourite line. Hello everybody, it's Katie. I have no one on the live yet, so I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes for people to start joining. Got a cup of tea, got my notepad, got a table full of notes. Oh, I've got one person. Hello. You might want to grab yourself a pad in case I say anything useful, which I hope I will. And a cup of tea. I'm not sure how long I'm going to talk for. I've got a table full of notes and a presentation here, so if I'm doing this, it's because I am looking at my notes. So there's a couple of people on. I'll just give it a few more seconds and then I will get going. If you want to wave and just say hello so I can see if there are any nice friendly faces on here, that would really help me. Just give me a little wave and say hello. Oh, hello. Hi, Linda. There's 4 people. Anyone else want to give me a little wave and a little thumbs up to tell me that they're here? 7 of you. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to get going. Hello, Sally. Anyone else? What time is it? Okay, it's 8:01. I'm going to get going. So, hello everybody and welcome to Flexible Working Headquarters. This is where I do all my lives. I'm really not used to doing a live on my own. Normally I'm interviewing someone far more interesting and important, and it's just me and you tonight, so go easy on me. I thought that it would be useful because I know that lots and lots of you are interested in learning a lot more about using social media and how to use it in your search for jobs. Hi, Paula. So I thought I would jump on and share all the knowledge that I've learned over the years, both when I was at Microsoft and Thomson as a hiring manager, and also in my new job as running the group and now helping to match all you lovely people to great jobs. I'm looking at CVs every day. I'm on LinkedIn every day, and I've become a bit of a recruiter, if I can say that. So I feel like I've got an awful lot of experience to share with you. Hello, 16 people. Everyone who's on, give me a little wave and just say hello so I can see who you are. Hi, Justine. Hi, Cassia. Okay, so I'm going to get going. So I thought that what I would do is first of all just say why social media. So I know that everybody thinks that they know why they need to be on social media, but I think that when you look at the stats, you can't believe how important social media is, and it's important in so many ways. So I just thought I'd touch on it. So the first and most obvious way, and I've got notes here, so I'm going to be doing a bit of this, but the first and most important thing about social media is that 73% of recruiters are looking at social media to find candidates, and 93%, this was a stat I was really a bit like, wow, but actually it makes sense, 93% of recruiters review candidates' social media profiles before making a hiring decision. So even if you think, oh, my LinkedIn isn't up to date, or you're busy chatting away about stuff on Facebook, know that a recruiter or a hiring manager is going to be checking out your profile. So it really is important to get your profiles ready, on point, and doing their job. Because hiring managers and recruiters are scouring for people like you. They want to find you. And that's something that I didn't really realise when I was looking for a job. I kind of thought that I was just sitting there dormant. But actually, recruiters are actively trawling LinkedIn, looking for you, and they want to find you. So if you're not making their job easy, then they're not going to find you. So that's kind of the first point. So it's really daunting, I get that. And actually, it's taken me a really long time to be comfortable in social media. Even this is a little bit daunting for me. But LinkedIn particularly, I was kind of a little bit afraid of it. I had a LinkedIn profile. I didn't ever want to say anything in case people thought that I said something silly. And it's taken me a good year to find my voice on social media, particularly on LinkedIn. So I'm not asking you all to find a voice on LinkedIn yet, but I think that the first thing you all need to do is make sure that your profiles are bang on point and that people are searching and finding you. So let's dig in a bit. I'm going to start with LinkedIn, and I have got loads of notes. So the first thing and the first hot tip for tonight is LinkedIn is not a CV online. And I think that loads of us, including me, made that mistake. So when I first put my LinkedIn profile together, I got my CV, I did a bit of a copy and paste, stuck it all in LinkedIn and thought that will do, great job. But actually, I've learned so much since, and actually, big lesson. Literally, hi Laura, literally, do not use LinkedIn as a CV, because if you are, you're missing a huge opportunity, and let me just tell you why. So the main thing about LinkedIn is it's an online marketing document. This is your product. You are the product, and you have to demonstrate why people want to buy you, why they're interested in you. And if you just put up your boring CV, here are all the jobs I've had, and I'm a marketing manager, so you're not going to stand out massively. So you need to tell employers why you are worth employing. What is it that is unique about you? Why are you brilliant? And give them a little bit of your personality and flavour through your LinkedIn if you can. So unlike your CV, this is all the value adds. This is all the great juicy stuff that they're not going to see on a CV. So think about it like a business case. What is the business case for you? And make sure that your LinkedIn is really representing a real version of you. So I'm going to talk to myself. I have got 35 people on, so this is brilliant. Hello, everybody. I'm going to keep going. So first, hot tip, do not treat LinkedIn as a CV. Now, I'm going to get into the profile, and I'm going to dig a little deep because I think that people want some proper help here in terms of what does that actually mean? Where do I start? How do I set up a profile? So let's talk a little bit about that, because the profile can be a little bit daunting. So the first thing is your profile needs to be really easy to read, say who you are, what you do, get all your key skills and competencies, make sure it's searchable, and spend time on it. That's number one. The next thing that is really important, I'm looking at my notes here, is that you'll see on LinkedIn that some people have all-star profiles. What is an all-star profile? So to get an all-star profile, you need to fill in all of the different pieces of information on LinkedIn. So that's a professional looking picture. And by professional looking picture, and I will laugh about this because if you saw some of the pictures of, oh, well, there's people on the beach, there's people looking nice at a wedding, there's people, just the most ridiculous pictures. A professional picture, please. I know that you might look really good in your bikini on the beach. Actually, I don't see that many bikinis, but in a nice outfit at the wedding, but that's not suitable or appropriate for LinkedIn. So just make sure, and loads of people get that wrong, make sure your picture is professional with a nice plain backdrop and presents you as a professional working person and not you on the beach. So great headline. So that's the next thing. You need a really, really good headline. And the headline is probably the most important part of your LinkedIn profile. And the reason why the headline is so important is because it follows you around everywhere. So if you go on and you look at somebody's profile, the things that you'll see first are marketing manager, events, some of the keywords, or actually what I usually see when I look is actively looking for a job, or marketing ninja, or some other thing. Now, if you're a hiring manager or a recruiter and you're searching and the first thing you see is actively looking for a job, and I have really strong views on this, other people completely disagree with me. I do not think that the first thing that somebody should see on a LinkedIn profile, and this is my second top tip of the night, is actively looking for a role. And an even bigger no-no is looking for a flexible and part-time role, because that is talking about you and your needs, and it's not talking about the needs of the employer. And when they're looking at it, they want to know who you are and what you do. And if the first thing they see is actively looking for a role, you're expecting them then to click on and say, well, a role in what? So I would say, and I see hundreds of actively looking for a role, top tip, don't say actively looking for a role. So what you need to do is take yourself off LinkedIn for a minute and just think about all of the things that you've done, all of your skills, all of your experience, and make a list. So literally off LinkedIn, make a list. They're called keywords, to give them a technical term, or phrases. They could be job titles, skills, knowledge. What would a recruiter be typing into LinkedIn if they were to find you? So make a little list. And that might be, I keep going to marketing because that's my thing, but it could be anything. So whatever job that you're doing, think about the list of things, the skills and the experience that you've got that you can put on your LinkedIn profile, that when a recruiter or a hiring manager is trying to find you, they're the terms that they're going to search so that you come up on their job search when they start looking. And the more words, the better. So have a good brainstorm, think about your words, and use this for every element of your profile. So you need to sort of scatter them throughout your profile and demonstrate what your skills are, why they need you, what your USP is, and what your business case is. So, profiles with photos are 21 times more likely to be viewed. So if you're feeling like, I don't want to put a photo of myself up, and the blank ones, people think you've got something to hide. So never have a blank LinkedIn profile. Always put a photo up. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to just bang them out. And I'm happy to answer any because I'm talking at you, but I know that there's 40 people on here probably with lots of questions. So type them on, and if I don't answer them live, then I will answer them after. So make sure you have got a photo, which I've covered. In terms of the headline, there is a particular structure which I think is good to use, where the first thing is the headline is, what's your job title? Now, people will have all sorts of different reasons for being on LinkedIn, and they might be not in a current job, it might be in a current job, but if you are looking for a job, then put the job that you're looking for or the experience you have as your headline. Make it authentic, make it a little bit different, but be clear about what your skills are, what your experience is, and the job you're looking for. And I don't think it matters if you put, I'm actively looking for a job or open for a role, if it's on as one of the things on your headline, but just don't make it the only thing on your headline. Make sure that you put your location. That's really important. I know that we assume that everybody lives in London, but they don't. And when you're looking for profiles, at the moment I'm looking for somebody in Birmingham, really, really important that I know where people are so that when I search, I find them. And if you're in London, put London and so on. So make sure that location is on there. What else can I tell you? So developing your summary, which is the most important part. And I said earlier, don't just put a replica of your CV. So don't lift it, get creative, write in the first person, and think about what the employer would think if they were reading this. What are the things that you've done? What are the skills that you've got? What are the benefits that you're going to give them? Put yourself in the heads of the employer and rewrite, just chuck your CV out and just think about it and write a really, really, really good piece of writing about you to get this person to buy into you and your skills and why it is that they want to talk to you, because you've got so much to offer. Definitely not a list of your CV. I'm looking at my notes here. And then when you get into developing your profile in terms of experience, education, skills, display the company logo. If you've worked for a company, put their logo on. Make sure your job title's in there. Put your location on. Your description with keywords. Don't give anything sensitive away, and any visuals as well. Also make sure your education is filled in. There's 50 skills that you can have. Use them. Make sure you use up all your 50 skills. And one of the really, really important parts of LinkedIn, which a lot of people don't necessarily take advantage of, is the recommendations and the endorsements. And that's just really powerful. So on your CV, you'll have a section that says references, but on LinkedIn, you've got the potential to actually go after and ask people to give you endorsements and recommendations on your actual LinkedIn profile, which I think is incredibly powerful. The best way to get them is to give them. So that's my third big top tips. Give lots of people that you've worked with, give them a endorsement or a recommendation, and then ask for one back. So make a little list of the people that you either work for or with, or people who work for you, and go and give them a LinkedIn reference. Go and give them a recommendation. They'll be really chuffed, and it's highly likely that they will give you one back. Because the first thing I do when I'm looking at LinkedIn profiles, when I'm looking for somebody, is have a look at what they do, I have a look at their title, and I go straight down and see what other people have said about them. And I find that really interesting and really powerful. So make sure you utilize all the different aspects of LinkedIn. There's another section on LinkedIn which says media, which I never used. And it's an opportunity. If you're really brave, you could do a video piece about yourself, like a minute to video talking about yourself, what you do, and it will give somebody a real flavour for who you are, where you could never get that on a CV. And if you're not brave to do that, then something else that's really useful to do is to link to interesting articles in your industry or your sector. You can link to websites or blogs or things just to show that you're connected and that you understand and you're knowledgeable about your sector. And it just really brings your LinkedIn profile to life. So make sure that you use LinkedIn, you get your profile, nail your profile, get references, get endorsements, get your keywords. And I know this is an awful lot to take in on a Facebook Live. And lots of you are probably thinking, God, there's so much to do. But actually, it's not that difficult. And when you get on and get into it, then you start to realise how much value you can get from LinkedIn. So take a little bit of time and maybe get some help on it if you know somebody who can help you. But it really is very, very, very worthwhile to get your LinkedIn profile bang up to date. So I'm going to just read my notes. So some more tips here. So create an all-star profile, keep it up to date, and connect. So this is my next big top tip. A lot of people are a little bit nervous of connecting on LinkedIn. And I know that I definitely was when I started my journey on LinkedIn. I remember it sort of sent it to all of the contacts in my database, and I was thinking, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I think the key here to know and to understand is that LinkedIn, thank you, Natalie, LinkedIn, there isn't a massive etiquette in terms of connections. The etiquette is connect. I mean, it's a social networking platform. The point is there is an expectation that people are going to want to connect. Now, this is another one of my top tips, and this is a personal top tip, and that is when you ask for connection requests, a lot of people say to me, should I send a message? I find messages icky. That's my word, icky. It's just a little bit icky. I get people who write me the most ridiculous messages. Some are lovely, don't get me wrong, but some of them are just like so cheesy and salesy and icky. So don't write icky messages, like just send them a connection request. They'll look at your profile, and if your profile's working hard enough for you, they'll connect with you. But unless you're applying for a job or specifically have something interesting and valid to say, then I wouldn't send a connection request with a message, because saying, hi, I think your LinkedIn's really interesting and do you mind linking in with me is a bit cringe. And I just really think don't do it. So my big advice is don't do that. Just send them a connection request. And the way that you get them interested in you is by having a brilliant LinkedIn profile. And actually, if you're brave enough to start talking on LinkedIn and posting about things, then even better, because then they start to see that you're a person who they want to follow, you're putting interesting content out, and then people want to follow you. And I'm saying this also from personal experience, because I was a complete lurker on LinkedIn for so long. And then, oh God, in the last couple of months, I've suddenly found my voice. And every day I'm like, everything that comes into my head, I'm posting, and I'm getting a lot of traction and a lot of people connecting with me, and people are finding it interesting. And I'm not nervous of it anymore. So I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking if you're not like a seasoned LinkedIn person. Laura, yeah, that is interesting. This is my advice, Laura. I think that, so Laura's just saying how interesting, I got the opposite advice from an outplacement company about connection messages. First of all, never use the standard LinkedIn message, which is, hi, I'd like to connect. Ugh, don't do that. If you're writing to somebody who you know, send a message, or if you have a connection in common, write a message. I think my advice, and in my experience and in the training that I've had on LinkedIn, it's all been just connect, unless you've got something really useful to say. Any other questions? Pop them up. Cover what you think about sending, I can't see that, hang on. Cover what you think about sending a CV via LinkedIn. I don't understand the question, Natalie. Cover what you think about sending a CV via LinkedIn. Explain that, because I'm not thinking, but I'll come back to it later. So yes, so connect. So connect to old friends, connect to old colleagues, connect to people in companies that you want to work for. Just connect, and know that every connection you make, every one connection that you make, you're actually then connecting to all their connections, because then if you post, then they see it, if they like it, then all their connections see it, and that's how it works. So keep connecting and keep chatting. My LinkedIn has got all the advice you've given except videos, and still not enough happening except perhaps picture. Oh, well, I haven't seen your picture and I haven't seen your LinkedIn, but I'm happy to have a look at it, Janice, and tell you what I think. I think that, know that even if you've got all of the right information, there's still some element of proactivity that you need to do. And also know that even if you've got LinkedIn, if you're applying for jobs, people will come and look at your LinkedIn profile. So even if you think nothing's happening, people are looking at it, but I'm happy to look at it. Natalie, when you see a job offer and they say easy apply, is it worth the time? In my experience, waste of time. Any job that anyone's ever gone easy apply, they get hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of requests. So LinkedIn is renowned generally for jobs just getting hundreds of people just easy. And the problem is that there's no high quality, so it's just like volume. So when you've got hundreds of CVs in front of you, they're not going to come back to you. They're literally going to scan, and if they see a couple that they're interesting, they'll land on the ones that are interesting. And in my experience, people who are using LinkedIn and now they're using our group to find people are saying that LinkedIn is a bit of an issue because they just get hundreds of these easy apply. and actually they're not reviewing them and taking time to review them. So I would say find a better way round. And what I always do if I'm trying to find a job and it's on LinkedIn is I try and find a connection in common. Do I know anyone who works there? I go and look at their profile. I see, oh, such and such work there, and maybe they could introduce me, and I try and get an introduction, or I link in with the hiring manager. I always try and find a better way round than just an easy apply. So if you can, try and make yourself stand out from the crowd as best you can, and easy apply is not a good one to do. Also use it for learning about the companies that are hiring you. So if you're going for an interview, make sure you get on. I mean, I know people who are too embarrassed to connect with the hiring manager. Connect with them. How good does that look? If you're going for a job interview and you've connected with the hiring manager, then they'll think that you're interested and you're doing your research. And actually, that's completely what's expected. So don't think, oh, that's really embarrassing. I don't think I'm going to connect with them, because then they're going to think that I want to be their friend. LinkedIn is not about being friends. LinkedIn is all about business connections, and you looking at their profile and them seeing that you're looking at their profile is absolutely spot on. So do it. Connect, and learn as much as you can. So LinkedIn also has a whole job app which you can download. And I think that apart from your profile, you can use LinkedIn and you can use the app, the jobs app, and you can get alerts set up. You can search for part-time. I mean, LinkedIn isn't brilliant for part-time roles. I go on it every day and I have a look. I think they're trying to make some changes to LinkedIn now where they're going to advertise more roles as flexible, which would be incredible. I know there's a whole drive around that on LinkedIn. But at the moment, you can't search a job by flexible, but you can search it by part-time. So you can set up an alert. So if you're looking for an HR job and you're looking for an HR role and a part-time role, then you can go onto the jobs app and search that way. And you can also, a really interesting one to do is go into the search, another top tip, go into the search bar of LinkedIn and type in hiring, #hiring or recruiting, and then what you're looking for. And sometimes you can find real gems where people are posting rather than advertising on the jobs app. They're actually advertising within their LinkedIn postings. So make sure that you do searches in LinkedIn for the job you're looking for, and you might be lucky to find something that way as well. I think LinkedIn groups are a bit rubbish, but that's again my opinion. If you're going to go on groups, I'd say stick with Facebook, but there are lots of LinkedIn groups that you can go and look for. I know there's a brilliant legal one, so if you're a lawyer, there's definitely, if anyone is a lawyer, there's a brilliant legal LinkedIn group, which I can flag you to. But I tend to find that the LinkedIn groups aren't as powerful as the Facebook ones. Hi, Katie, isn't it a bit cringy as well to look at someone's profile you're not connected to? No, Tamara, not cringy at all. The whole point of it is that you should be looking at people's profiles. Like, you're looking at it for all sorts of reasons. You could be looking at it because you want a job with them. You could be looking at it... Oh, sorry, Natalie's just putting her kid to bed. No, not cringy. I think people have this impression that actually it's a bit like stalking around LinkedIn and stalking around social media. Social media is for stalking. It's what it's for. You're supposed to look at profiles. You're supposed to look at people. So no, it's not cringy. Look at people. Is that better? There's my face. Thank you, Abby. Put a thumbs up if you can see me. No thumbs up, but I think that you can. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. Yes, marvellous. So, what else can I tell you tonight? I have lots more things to tell you. So, other tips for LinkedIn. So this is a good one. This is a really good top tip. LinkedIn have premium services. So they've got premium services where you can sign up for a free trial of their 30-day, I don't know what it's called, looking for a job. Or LinkedIn looking for a job. It's not called that at all. But whatever it's called, you'll find it. So it's not the recruiter package. It's the one where you're looking for a job. Or it's a premium. Anyway, sign up. I did this and it was amazing. Sign up for a LinkedIn 30-day free premium trial. And it's really helpful. Make sure that the day after you sign up, you cancel it. Because otherwise you don't really want to pay. I have never paid. So I've never paid for it, but every time I get it, it's really, really helpful. Actually, if you are looking for a job, definitely do it. So basically, it shows you where you're a top applicant. You get more emails. Yeah, Laura, I'm in my free premium month. It's fab. It is a really, really good piece of advice. Yes, Janice, you pay. It's fine if you pay, but I think that for those of you who don't do it and don't know about it, definitely sign up for it. It's awesome. Cancelling it now. But don't cancel it if it's proving useful for you. I thought it was brilliant when I was looking for a job. So yes, sign up for your trial and then cancel it, or sign up for your trial and pay for it. But either way, use it because it is really, really good. What else? Okay, also, if you're updating your profile, this is just a quick top tip. You can update your profile on your phone. You get more characters than if you do it. This is a hack. So if you're updating your profile, you run out of characters really, really quickly. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. Hang on. Which is cold. You run out of characters, then do it on your phone and you get loads more characters, which is really, really good. Check your settings. This is really important. One, every time you update your profile, it alerts everybody that you've done it. And I learned the hard way there because I literally sat there and updated it about 1,500 times and everyone kept getting alerted. And it was so embarrassing. Every time I made a change, everyone was going, oh, here she is again with her LinkedIn profile. So change the settings. And check your privacy settings. Apparently, and I don't know how this works, but apparently you can set your privacy settings so that you're not seen by your current boss. I was told that. I've never done it because I don't have a current boss. But I do. My understanding is that you can change your privacy settings and make sure that certain people can't see that you're looking for a job or changing your LinkedIn. So just check that. Also, good top tip is you can now group all your jobs. So if you're in an organisation and you move up the ranks, it used to be that it looked like it was a different job each time. And now LinkedIn allows you to sort of bunch them together under one heading or an umbrella of one company, and then it can show your progress, which is really, really nice. Actively looking, I've sort of covered that, but I'm going to cover it again. Just be careful about saying you're actively looking. I just think it feels a little bit, not desperate, maybe that's a bit strong, but it just feels a little bit, so just use it in the body copy or as part of it, but you're not telling me what you do, so I'm not just telling me you're actively looking doesn't really help me. What else? Use your mobile, connect. There's a LinkedIn app. I think I've covered quite a lot here. I'm doing quite well. Any questions while I'm checking my notes here? Any questions? No? I'm checking my notes. I feel like a newsreader here. Hang on, I'm just checking my notes. I'm looking for a new part-time HR and I've updated my status as I'm looking for a new opportunity. Does this look desperate? No, I think you can say you're looking for a new opportunity. Just don't make it the first thing that you say. I think you say HR specialist, HR director, and then you say what you're a specialist in. So what is it? Is it generalist? Are you, specific sector? Put some keywords in, and then at the end you can say open for a new opportunity. Just don't make it the only thing you say. I see so many LinkedIn profiles and the only thing they've written in the whole of their heading is actively looking for a part-time role. That's just not helpful. It's not going to get them anywhere. Have I frozen? Oh. Can you see me? Have I frozen for everybody? You can see me? Can someone type they can see me? It's giving me a bit of a minute. Hang on. I'm just looking to see what I've missed here. Mine's working. I can still see you. All good here. Okay, good. So, what else can I tell you? I'm going to move on now. I've done quite a lot of LinkedIn. I'm going to grab my Facebook and my Twitter notes. So, I'm going to do a little recap for you. I've got so many pages here. I'm going to do a little recap. Here's my recap. Get an all-star... You can see me. Thank you, Elaine. Good, good. Okay, everyone can see me. Marvellous. Right, here's my recap. Create an all-star profile. Make it work for you. Don't put all of your CV and cut and paste it onto LinkedIn. It's a marketing tool. Make it work for you. Get loads of recommendations. Recommend people and they will recommend you. Make sure you've got a picture. Make sure your headline packs a real punch. Get it sense checked. Get people to look at it. Get friends to look at it. Get people who used to work with look at it. Get a recruiter to look at it. Get me to look at it. Get someone to look at it. Make sure your headline really packs a punch. If you can use video content, do. I haven't got, I think that's also a bit cringe. Someone told me to put a video of myself up, but I haven't got around to that bit yet. But I have definitely linked to lots of different media. And if you can find a way to go on and comment and be active. So a lot of people, someone posted earlier, I can't remember who it was, but someone posted earlier saying that they weren't getting anywhere and they've got a good LinkedIn profile. One of the things that's really important is to comment. Go, and if you see something interesting on someone else's LinkedIn, maybe a company that you want to work for, and they make a comment back, like it, show yourself. You're literally going, hello, it's me. But if you don't do that, and you're just sitting there like a lemon on LinkedIn, hoping that everyone is just going to find you, it's going to be harder. So don't be a lemon. That's my advice tonight. Let's not be lemons. Let's be active. Let's be proactive. Let's scour around, find interesting people, comment on their posts, like things that are relevant, share things. Like if you see a really good news article and you think, God, that's really interesting, share it. Don't be embarrassed. That is what LinkedIn is for. It's for sharing things. It's for being proactive. And I know that is really, really tough advice for some people, because I know for me, I just literally for about a year thought, God, this is just tragic. It's just embarrassing. But it's not. Honestly, if you want LinkedIn to work for you, you need a shit hot profile. You need to get active. You need to get talking. You need to get commenting, and you'll find that suddenly the doors open up. And actually, what was really interesting is somebody said to me is get off Facebook. I was like, I can't get off Facebook. I've got a whole group on Facebook. They said, no, if you want to generate business contacts, LinkedIn is the place that you need to go. And it took me a really, really, really long time to realise that that was a fact. And since I've been on LinkedIn, it's really transformed things for me. I've made so many brilliant connections. So I really, really would, strongly advise you to get on LinkedIn, get your profiles up to date and get talking. And I'm so happy to help you if you need it. Obviously, my time is a little bit limited, but I'm happy to help if you need it. So just on LinkedIn, has anyone got any more questions? And can anyone just comment if they found any of this helpful? If I have covered stuff that you want to hear, is there anything that I could go more into? Yes, Claire, can I ask you about recommendations? How important? I find that kind of cringe. That's really funny. Are you a late joiner to this? Because I covered that a bit earlier. Claire, recommendations are so, so important. I cannot say how important they are, honestly. When the first thing I do, and I look at LinkedIn's every single day, honestly, I look at them and sometimes I put my head in my hands and think, you're just not going to get a job. And sometimes I look at them and think, God, you are on point. But when you have a recommendation, it's literally like gold. You can't do better than a recommendation. If you've got somebody who you used to work for, brilliant, one of your old bosses going, this person's a genius. I mean, they helped me do this, this and this. I mean, you can't get better than that. So no, they're not cringe. But what I did suggest earlier is that you give them first and then ask for them back. And then people will be much happier to give you a recommendation. I think endorsements are a bit naff. I mean, I get endorsed for things by family members who never know I could do them. Actually, endorsements, you look at them and you've got like all these skills and they're like, yes, you can do digital marketing. Yes, you can do this. Yes, you can do that. I mean, literally, like, honestly, I find endorsements really, really useless, just because I don't find them that credible. I remember looking at it once and thinking that my next door neighbour had endorsed me for my digital marketing skills, and I just thought, that's really nice of you, but how do you know what my marketing skills are like? So no, endorsements are a bit of a waste of time. Recommendations, 100%. Hang on, Maya Meta. I've seen lots of people publishing posts saying they're looking for a new role. I've covered that earlier. I don't mind it, but don't make it the first thing that you talk about. Make the first thing you talk about what you do, why you're good, why someone wants to hire you. And then as part of it, you can say that you're looking for a new role, absolutely fine. Just don't have your headline as actively looking for a new job, because then no one knows what you do. I haven't even set up my LinkedIn profile, so I need to make some connections and then state that I was on maternity. Oh, good luck. Happy to help, Elaine. What else? I was fabulous, marvellous, really helpful. I've got so much more to share, honestly. I could talk all night, but they are my top tips for LinkedIn. I'm going to just touch on Facebook, obviously, because I love Facebook. But the main thing is with Facebook is that people are looking at your Facebook. So just be a bit careful about how you behave on social media. Be careful about what you post, because know that a recruiter is probably going to have a look at it. So if you've got sweary, semi-naked beach pics, that's fine, but just do the recruiter test, or do a test that says, oh, you're going to be comfortable with somebody looking at your Facebook profile. Honestly, I know this is not a great example, but I was trying to get something built in the garden, and I got my, I was looking around for some recommendations to get a guy to build something in the garden, and he sounded brilliant. He'd been recommended, and I thought, you know what, I'll have a quick look on Facebook and just check him out. And I looked at his Facebook and I thought, dearie me, I don't want that man in my house. So I cancelled. Doesn't seem very fair, doesn't seem very right, but that's the truth. People make judgments very quickly. So don't put anything on social media that you're not prepared for a hiring manager or a recruiter to see. I quit my marketing job, and the whole marketing job's now gone digital. I can't seem to move. Any advice? Yes, lots, Dipti, but can I cover that with you offline? You might need to upskill. You might need to do a course. There's lots of them. Some are free, some aren't. Digital Mums is brilliant. Lots of people on the group have done that. They're not all digital. You can definitely find marketing roles that aren't digital, but yes, it would be good possibly to upskill. And don't just say get an admin job. We all do that, don't we? We're like, oh, I want to work 3 days a week, so I think I'll just get an admin job, even though I was trained to be like a surgeon doing brain surgery. No, you can find a good job. I'll help you. We don't need to downgrade ourselves and get jobs in admin just because we had children and we want part-time work. Do you think it's worth using Nextdoor? What is Nextdoor? And then connect on LinkedIn. Oh, I don't know what Nextdoor is. Green Door, Glassdoor, Glass Roof. I've no idea. Don't know what it is. Sorry. You can hide your, yes, you can hide your Facebook profile, but then make sure that if your Facebook profile, make sure it is hidden, because often they're not hidden. Popped in late. If you get any gobbledygook from me. Hi, Gina. Okay, I'm going to move on. There's 67 people watching. You might need to rewind because people are joining late, and I've come. Sorry, I had a call coming in. Okay, so if you haven't seen the LinkedIn bit, you're going to need to rewatch this. I'll post it. Glassdoor. It's like, what's new door? Green Door? I don't really use Glassdoor. I think it just tells you about good companies to work for. What are my views on connecting with HR professionals on LinkedIn if they're not advertising roles? Connect. 100% connect. If they don't connect back, they don't connect back, but you've got nothing to lose by connecting with people. In fact, my 100% top tip is get connecting. As soon as you get off here, make sure your LinkedIn profile, you're comfortable with it before you start connecting. Do that first. So top tip is, the kids are in bed, Laura. So top tip is, they're probably listening. The top tip is make sure, oh, I've just forgotten where I was going. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is on point before you start connecting. You don't want to connect with loads of people and then they look at your shitty profile and go, oh, I'm not interested. So make sure you get your profile nailed, then start connecting. So do it in that order. Any other, sorry, I didn't mean to call your profile shitty. It's late. What are your views about connecting with HR professionals? I've covered that. Thank you, I needed to hear that. I don't have to give up my marketing job. No, Dipti, absolutely not. Good advice. Right. Hi, Joe. I hope your son is feeling better. Okay, so I've covered LinkedIn. I'm going to literally just breeze on Facebook because it's not like a massive recruitment opportunity. But the first thing is that lots of people use it, obviously. Lots of hiring managers are on it, but they're on it in their personal capacity. So you need to be careful. One other thing, this is a massive top tip, is when you are in social media, don't think that when you're applying for jobs, you can be relaxed. This is a massive no-no. So what happens is I post a job and I say, please email me your CV too. And then I get lots of interested, send me the CV. Hi, send me the CV. Can you send me a spec? Like all very casual. And it's kind of okay because I'm your friend, confidant, I run the group and I'm happy to help. But I'm just saying, don't do that if you're in a social media environment, if you're doing it with a hiring manager or a recruiter. Be really, really careful about that because I think that people are far too relaxed in social media and you need to make it easy actually for the recruiter or the hiring manager. So the best ones I get are generally, if I've said send me an email, they send me an email. If they send me an email and say, hi, I saw this job, name the job, advertised on the group and I'm really interested because my background is X, Y, and Z and I feel like this could be a really great opportunity. I'd love to see the JD. The first thing I do is send them the JD. If I get interested on a post, on a thread, I'm busy. And I mean that in the best possible way. And I love you guys, but we're all busy. So seeing interested or seeing, can you just send me the JD on job number 1? and then I have to go off and kind of find out what job number 1 is. Well, what is job number 1? I don't know. And then I get distracted and then I don't send you job number 1. So just be careful. So I think that social media is a very relaxed environment, but actually, you know, you can fall really easily at the first hurdle and not even get a look in, not even get the JD, because it goes into someone's messages and it drops straight out. So try and get somebody's attention by making that extra effort when you apply for a job, or if you're interested in a job, and it will really make you stand out. And just assume everybody is really, really busy, because they are. So Facebook, let's cover that just briefly. Hang on, Richard, I'm just going to look at your message. Be careful with LinkedIn Premium. I joined one of their premium with a 3 months cancelled today. Ended up having to get a charge back because they refused to refund me. Okay, well, that's not good. I've never had that experience. But yeah, I mean, if Richard's telling you that, then be careful. I've always signed up to free stuff and cancelled. And actually, I can't believe that they wouldn't refund you, but that's not good. Great point, Katie Friedman. If you're connecting someone for a professional linking, keep it business-like, just because you're home at phone. Yes. You know, I sit around in my tracksuit bottoms and my pyjamas, but no one knows, and that's fine, because I'm super professional, but act professional. It's really, 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 really important. And no one knows I'm in my pyjamas while I'm pacing around doing my thing. So keep it professional on social media and make yourself stand out and make it easy for a recruiter. That is the most important thing I've learned most about becoming a recruiter is the people who make it easier for me are the people who stand out and get specs and get in front of the hiring managers faster, because you're just making it so easy for me, which is brilliant. Okay, I am going to talk about Facebook. I'm not really sure there's so much to say apart from joining groups. So you're all presumably on my group because you're here, obviously, which is wonderful. And there's loads and loads of jobs posted every day. Some of the posts literally come in and drop out. So the first thing I would say is make sure that you have a look at the announcements and search for active roles. So all the jobs that go into my group, our group, are pinned to the announcements generally. Or if they drop down, you can do searches. So there's a search tool in groups where you can search for jobs. So make sure you're using that, because you might be missing jobs if you're not. So do make sure that you're using the search to find jobs, because and look at the announcements. And also, if you're not on the newsletter, make sure you get on the newsletter if you're looking for a job, because it's just a brilliant way to get jobs directly into your inbox. Can you see me? Because the messages are like coming up. Okay. So search Facebook groups, join other Facebook groups. There are others, not just mine. So if you are in marketing and PR, there's a brilliant marketing freelancer and PR group. If you're in HR, there's a brilliant working mums in HR. There tend to be groups for sort of all different professions and sectors. So there's Wonderful Working Mums, which is also a really nice group. Often jobs are posted in there. If you want a list of groups, then ping me and I'm happy to share them. But know that there are lots of groups on Facebook, job-focused groups, decent job-focused groups, not as good as mine, obviously, but there are groups, so you can join them. Like organisations that you're interested in, often, just like LinkedIn, people post on Facebook and say that they're looking for people. Truth is, most people want to recruit for free. Most people don't want to pay. People want to find you. And that's a really, really important piece of advice. They are on social because they're all sharing their jobs for free because they don't want to go to a recruiter and pay them. So next huge top tip is know that the recruiters are scouring. The hiring managers are on there posting their jobs. They want to find you and they want to find you for free. So make it easy for them. And they're in Facebook, they're posting, they're sharing, saying, do you know anyone who might want to be an events manager? Do you know anyone who might want to do some payroll for me? So really scour around social media. You will find some real gems. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer, but they're there. Great nuggets. Thank you, Mark. Hello, Mark. Actually, I need to call you, Mark, about something. Right, what to avoid doing. I've talked about this a little bit, but don't badmouth any employer on Facebook, LinkedIn, ever. Don't think it's clever. Just don't do it. It's not. You can't delete it, so don't do that. Don't post silly pictures because they'll come and find you. Try not to talk about race or discriminate or politics too much. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have views, but sometimes doesn't work well when recruiters are looking and you've got really strong, views on stuff. Try and keep it a little bit less. Laura Izzard, yes, recruiters and interviewers want to hire you completely. They really do. Everyone wants it for free. I'm telling you they do. So they're there, they want to hire you, make it easy for them. And there are loads of flexible jobs out there. I mean, who saw the post this morning from Publicis? I mean, that literally made my heart sing this morning. That was just absolutely bloody brilliant. And you know what? That's going to be a massive game changer in the media industry, because now that Publicis are doing it, everyone's going to go, God, that's so clever. I wish I'd done that. What a great, great thing that they've just done. So that is absolutely bloody brilliant. I'm really, really thrilled to see that from Publicis. They have now sort of declared that they are going to, by Carly, they're going to make all their jobs flexible. So this is brilliant for you, brilliant for me, brilliant for all of us. Awesome. Thank you, Abby. Right, so I've covered that. I don't really get Twitter that much. I'm going to be honest. I can't sit here and profess to be a big Twitterer. Twitterer? Are you a Twitterer? I Twitter a lot, as in I talk a lot, but I'm not great on Twitter. But I have covered LinkedIn, but would you recommend the premium service? I said I would. I've used it, and I did. And I actually, I used it for a month, and then I literally the next day, I signed up. The next day I cancelled it because I didn't want to pay, because I'm a bit of a cheapskate. But people do pay. I think it's great. Yes, I liked it because it gave me insights. And it said, oh, you're a top applicant here. And I was like, oh, that's good. It made me see things I wouldn't have seen otherwise. So yes, Chloe, join it. Just join it for a month, see what you think, and cancel the next day. Someone else said that was a problem, but I've never had a problem with it. Wellcome Trust will start a 4-day working week. Brilliant. Twitter. So Twitter's got a real underdog status compared to LinkedIn, but actually, this is the stat, 500 million, new jobs a month are posted on Twitter. Did you know that? I didn't either. 15 jobs a second. I have, to be honest, actually, I've never looked for a job on Twitter. But if you are actively looking for a job, you might not want to ignore it. I literally, premium LinkedIn is very useful for job hunting. I agree, Vivian, genius. Twitter, how can I tell? So basically, people tweet when they're looking for people. So you can search using hashtags. So you should definitely do that. You can definitely build your profile in LinkedIn and Twitter. But the only thing with Twitter, and I don't profess to be an expert, is you've got to be on it quite a lot. You've got to tweet quite a lot. And you've got to use it quite a lot to get any cut through. But you can follow people. You can join industry conversations. You can share tips. You can, I don't know, I'm going to stop talking about Twitter because it's not really my thing. Anyway, so I think the point is that there are jobs on Twitter, lots of them, but I'm not a brilliant Twitter person, as you can see. So, I've been talking for I don't know how long because my computer's gone off. I'm going to stop there. I've probably got tons more, and actually I probably need to see your LinkedIns to help you properly in any more great detail. I'd love to know if that was helpful. I think some of you have found it really helpful, and I'd love to know if you want more, because maybe I'll think about what I can do to help you, kind of maybe either one-to-one, or I don't know, I'll have a think. But if people do want more help with their LinkedIns and with their profiles, I'll have a think about how I can do that. Do you suggest using Easy Apply for roles as it's better? I talked about that earlier. I don't like Easy Apply. I think it's a load of old rubbish. I think that they literally get hundreds of CVs and yours just doesn't hit the pile. If anyone can prove me wrong that they've applied for a job on LinkedIn through an Easy Apply and got the job, come and tell me, because the feedback I get is that they just get hundreds of CVs and no one ever gets a call back. So I would say circumvent it if you can. Try not to do Easy Apply. I think it's rubbish. I would try and find the hiring manager. I'd go through the back door. I'd find someone who worked there. I'd send a speculative. At that point, I might actually send a speculative LinkedIn if I thought I was really brilliant for the job. I might connect with them and say, look, I saw it and I'd really love it for all these reasons. You might just make it really easy for them and they might go, oh, she looks good. Be cheeky. Why not? I mean, they're looking for you. They want to find you. So pop up. And I said earlier, it's a bit cringe to connect with people. But if they're actually looking for people to work with them in specific fields and there's a job advertised, I would be all over that straight away. I would be connecting with them. I'd be sending them a note saying, hi, my profile would be on point. My headline would say, top knot, or whatever it is, head of marketing, looking for whatever it is. I would make sure that I went straight into their inbox if they were looking for somebody, and I wouldn't be doing Easy Applies. Easy Applies are quite lazy, in my opinion. Right, I've got to log off. Fine, great stuff as usual. Thank you very much, Michelle. Great advice. Okay, so if there's any more questions, I'm going to stay on for a few minutes. Top tip, had no idea about Easy Apply, but will now, yes. Listen, Chloe, it's my opinion. I think you can use it, as in you want to be part of the applications, but find another way. It's not the best at all. Right, so it's been a pleasure. I'm now going to go make a nice cup of tea. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I'm new to this group, so I logged in. Hi, Elaine. My background, for anyone who is new to the group and who doesn't know me, is that I was in corporate marketing for many years. I was acting director for Microsoft Advertising for the EMEA region for just before I had my children. I was at Thomson Reuters, so I've got a very sort of strong marketing background. And I set up the group a year ago, next month. So I set it up in February, and I literally set it up just to bring women, men, anyone who wants flexible working together in a place where we can share brilliant information, connect and find great jobs. Just logged in. Can I watch this from the start? Yes, Rachel, you can. So I'm going to finish there and I'm going to post it up, and I'm very happy to answer any questions. Try not to bombard me with your LinkedIn profiles. That would be lovely. Happy to help, but I'll probably wake up tomorrow at about 300. Can you just have a look at my LinkedIn profile? Happy to look. Right, we'll message privately. Yes, all good. Thank you all so much. I hope that you found it useful. It's been really fun talking to myself for however long I've been on here. And I think I'm going to do a few more of these. Tell me what else you want me to do. I can do interview tips. I can do CV advice. I've got all sorts of knowledge going on and I'm seeing it all and I really want to help you guys. So happy to chat. Anyway, have a good night, everybody, and over and out from Flexible Working for Mums Like Me, Katie Friedman. Good night.